So for the JRPG news, we are going to be going over the news from the last week. But because last week was a special episode, I'm going to be covering the last 2 weeks. And honestly, I'm surprised that there isn't that much news, which is nice. I was kind of dreading planning this episode because the news is usually what takes the most time to plan. And last week, the news section was like 2 pages long, and this week is like barely half a page. So yeah, let's just get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is East Nordics, which is the newest East game. I believe East 10, which I'm looking forward to. It has finally gotten a release date for the West. It is October 25th, 2024, so it is coming very soon. I've come to realize that a lot of my favorite games are coming out this year, and so I'm going to be dying in terms of making time to play them because I got Trails through Daybreak. I'll be talking about, I'll just go to the next news piece right now, but Daybreak 2 has been confirmed to come to the West 2 in early 2025. So the next 6 months, I'm going to be dying with how much good games are coming out. I'm not sure I'm going to make time for it, but it is a good time because that was the next piece of news. Trails through Daybreak 2 is coming early 2025. East Nordics, October 25th, 2024. We also have East Othin Falgana, which is an older East game. They are remaking it for early 2025, which is coming on the PlayStation and Switch. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this is the East game that I tried to play, but I never got that deep into. I think right after playing East 7, which was my first East game, I kind of just got another game, which I believe was Othin Falgana, and it was on the PSP. I remember trying to play it, I remember not liking too much because the controls felt kind of weird for me. I'm not sure why, and so I kind of fell off. So the fact that they're remaking it is awesome. I love the classic East games, especially like kind of the more East 7 type, so I can't wait to try Othin Falgana out and try that on PlayStation when it comes out. But yeah, that was another announcement from the East side. And next we'll be going into a Dragon Ball Sparking Zero trailer that released too. So every Dragon Ball Sparking Zero character trailer has pretty much had a theme, whether it be fusions or master and student, whatever. So the way they themed this one was you either wield a sword or you clench your fist. So pretty much they just showed a lot of characters that were either hand-to-hand fighters or sword fighters. So I have the trailer pulled up. I'm just looking through it and skimming it. But they show a lot of characters in this one. They have Jiren. They have Vegito, like the normal Super Saiyan version. They have Future Trunks from Super, which is the one that I like a lot, the one with the blue hair. They have a lot of tournament of power fighters, like those, the group of 3 girls, which I don't remember, with Ribrian. They have that big-ass fucking alien as part of the tournament of power. They have a bunch of characters. They have I believe his name is Popovich from the Boo tournament. They have Yajirobe. They have Deborah because he's a sword user. They have Mr. Satan. They have a fuck ton of characters in this trailer, and I really like this trailer because they showed a lot of characters which usually you wouldn't see in Dragon Ball games these days, but they were the characters that made Tenkaichi special. The reason Tenkaichi is very special is because they literally had all the fucking characters you can imagine. So the fact that they have Spopovich, that alien guy from the Tournament of Power, the girls from the Tournament of Power, Deborah, Mr. Sane, etc., like all these like kind of smaller characters in a way compared to the main cast. I'm really liking seeing them in Sparking Zero, and they look fucking great. It already looks like the anime, and they end the trailer with Ultra Instinct, Omen / Sign, I'm not sure what the official name is, fighting Goku Black and other characters. So this trailer was great, had a lot of characters. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It is now, I believe, like 1 to 2 weeks old, but it is a pretty long trailer. It is 3 minutes long, and yeah, Goku Black, I'm just watching right now, is really fucking cool. He's using his scythe, and I think the character trailers for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero have been fantastic, and this one kind of kept up the pace too. And from here, we'll go on to the next one, which is Metaphor ReFantazio released a story trailer. There's not much to talk about this from my end because I mentioned this on pretty much every episode that I talk about story trailers, where I do not watch story trailers for games because I don't like to be spoiled about a game before it comes out. I actually like knowing nothing about a game before it comes out. Trails through Daybreak, for example, I looked at the cover. They have like this girl on it. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck she is. I've never seen her because I don't really watch anything about games before I play them. So there's a story trailer out. If you want to check it out, go ahead. It came out, I believe, a week ago, and so yeah, that is something that came out. And a couple more news stories, slightly smaller ones, is there's a game called Heaven Burns Red, and apparently an English version was announced. It is kind of like an anime, from the trailer, looks like an anime girl focused, JRPG. It is apparently free to play story driven RPG published by Yostar, and I looked at the trailer. There wasn't really much to see because they were kind of just showing the visuals of like the art of the characters and gameplay here and there. But visual wise, like graphic wise, it looks kind of like early Trails of Cold Steel in my opinion. And in terms of gameplay, it looked turn-based. I found like a 30-minute video and I kind of skimmed through it. I wasn't able to glean too much from it other than it being turn-based. But from what I could tell, it seems like a visual novel type game with turn-based combat peppered in between. So Heaven Burns Red is coming in English very soon. And the last news story that I want to talk about, which is very cool, is Gung Ho Online Entertainment announces Disney Pixel RPG for iOS and Android. And it's very cool because I saw this and I'm like, I'm sure a lot of people had the same thought, but it looks very Kingdom Heartsy because like you see Mickey in this very fucking cool pixel art style, and it's like the classic Willy Mickey. But pretty much they talk about that they're gonna be focusing on going to different Disney worlds and stopping the bad guys, etc., etc. So it kind of the main plot of Kingdom Hearts. But I'll read this a short excerpt from it, which is: the game worlds that the Disney characters call home have suddenly been invaded by strange programs, resulting in chaos. Previously isolated game worlds have become connected, just like Kingdom Hearts, causing unexpected encounters between characters and throwing them into confusion. Take on the role of a player of these games and join Disney characters as you embark on the epic quest across multiple game worlds to restore order. Now, I just pretty much took this from the Game Out article. I didn't go too deep into it because they actually cover the game pretty in depth, but this sounds interesting. At least based on this, what's interesting to me is it says take on the role of a player of these games. I'm not sure what that means specifically in terms of who you're going to play as. I assumed you would just be using like Mickey and Donald and whoever you just want to play as, but they specifically say take on the role of a player, so maybe the main character of the game is going to be some like original character made for it. It is announced for iOS and Android, so it does seem like it's going to be a mobile game, which I'm fine with. I honestly right now I am playing more games on mobile than not. Even games that are on console or PC like Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, I actually prefer to play on mobile. I feel like I'm the rare person where like I actually prefer the controls on mobile for these games. When I try to play them on controller or something, they feel kind of like slightly slower than what you can do on mobile because the buttons are right there. You could like, I want to say objectively play faster on a phone because the buttons are just like right there in the touch. But yeah, I prefer to play on phone a lot these days, and so this being on phone, I don't have any issue with, and it's very interesting looking. And so whenever we get more news on it, I'll definitely be talking about it on Spill the Tearal. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news for the last 2 weeks I was able to find. There's obviously other smaller news stories, but I pretty much just take the news stories that are either very big or very interesting to me.